So, you know, the other day I said you got to take control of your health. As in, you can listen to the doctor, but you need to go do the research. You need to figure out, do I want to do what that effing doctor told me? Because that effing doctor, most of them, was told by a book, prescribe this for that thing. Prescribe this for that. Prescribe everything. Don't fix anything. Just prescribe poison. And they do it. And if they don't do it, or the numbers are low, the pharmaceutical rep who comes into their office, oh, your numbers are down. You sold 3,000 last month. You're down to 500. What's happening? Well, I'm a doctor, and I've come to realize that there's something else that fixes this problem. And it's not your pharmaceutical. Actually, it was diet change. We can't have that. Next thing you know, that pharmaceutical rep might be complaining about the doctor. They're not doing their job. They're doing, diet, health, food. Food doesn't cure ailments, or does it? No, not according to these books that the doctors have to read and pass tests to get their, degrees in college and get their medical license and everything else. You must take your health and everything about you in your own hands. Listen to what they say. Go think about it for a little while. Do some research yourself for a little while. And figure out, do I believe what that son of a gun told me? Maybe, because maybe it is sound information, but maybe it's not. Speaking of something like that, LifeSiteNews.com. Mom solves daughter's mystery illness. School nurse secretly inserted birth control implant in the child without the mother's knowledge or consent. Baltimore, Maryland. That's not a Democratic-run city area, is it? Oh, that's right, it is. October 3rd, 2019. A mother is furious after discovering that her 16-year-old daughter's headaches and soreness were caused by a birth control implant inserted by a school nurse without her consent. Remember, a child under the age of 18 is not an adult, must have parental consent for pretty much everything. Nicole Lambert was shocked to learn from her daughter's pediatrician that the pain her daughter was experiencing had been caused by a tiny tube containing the contraceptive Nexplanon, which had been improperly inserted in her daughter's upper arm. Not only did the doctor recommend that the tube be removed to alleviate the child's discomfort, but he further warned that the contraceptive could cause far worse side effects, such as blood clots. I actually started crying because just to hear that your child, anything could happen to your child and you don't even know what's going on, she told WMAR2 News. It's a scary feeling. I actually went to the school. I was furious. I was mad. So I went to the school and the nurse told me, I don't have to talk to you about absolutely nothing. I'm like, that is my child. I take care of this child. You can talk to me about my child. And they put me out of the school. Get out. They call me for Tylenol, but they don't call me about birth control. You gave my daughter this insertion, so she might be suffering from that. But do they even look at that? Other kids out there could be going through the same thing, and their parents don't even know about it. And I just think these kids, if they have it incorrectly or whatever it is, they should be checked because anything could happen to these kids. Disturbed that her daughter and others could, without parental notification, undergo such an invasive medical treatment that comes with potential serious side effects, Lambert has hired attorney David Ledyard to investigate. Quote, Miss Lambert wasn't given the choice to pick the medical provider where her daughter would feel comfortable going and receiving these services, who she knew did a comprehensive medical exam, who she knew would have known her medical history. There's no transparency in the training or certification of the school health centers. Are they looking at the medical history of the students and doing a full workup before implanting these devices? What is the certification process and training of the nurses? Lambert's daughter attends Digital Harbor High School, which is home to one of Baltimore City's Democratic run, 17 school-based health centers, several of which offer birth control to students. According to the Baltimore City Health Department, 164 students were using birth control provided at school during the 2017 to 2018 school year, including oral contraceptive pills, Plan B, Depot shots, NuvaRing, and Nexplanon, the one that she got. Maryland's health code states, quote, a minor has the same capacity as an adult to consent to treatment for or advice about contraception other than sterilization. See, we just create a health code, not a law, health code. Kind of like a city ordinance, which is meaningless under state law or federal law. Like we had ordinances in Hillsborough County, actually. Let's see. Well, I don't know how long ago it's been going on, but I remember when I used to volunteer for the sheriff's office and we'd patrol citizens, and we'd go through these parks and stuff at night, and you'd see the sign, no alcohol, drinks, no firearms. Whoa, 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 whoa. Second Amendment, we're allowed to have them, especially if you have a concealed carry anyways. Nope. County ordinance, city ordinance, whatever. And someone filed a lawsuit at some point, and the state said, yeah, all of the county, cities, you got to take that sign down. And if for every week or every month you don't have it, you're going to be fined such and such, like if you haven't changed the sign. An ordinance means jack crap. A health code means jack crap. A code cannot say, oh, well, a minor is an adult when talking about health advice, but you're an adult if you're 16 and you commit auto theft. Well, you could be tried as an adult. You're 2 years away from 18. You could be tried as an adult as a 16-year-old. Most of the time, you're not going to be because you're not an effing adult, right? So you get close to that age, but this isn't saying 16-year-olds. This is saying children. This could be a kid. Could have been a 14-year-old. Same story. Well, the county health code says that we can treat you as an adult temporarily while we inject you in the arm. And then when we're done, you're back to being a kid. And no, we don't have to tell your parents. You know what I mean? Like, each day I see crap like this, I just thank my lucky stars and thank my wife that I have my wife. And that we're not divorced and we're I want to put them in public schools and she doesn't want that. No way. We're on the same page. You stay home. I'll do the work, earn the income and whatnot. And you raise our kids inside this house. And of course, they go outside. They go to things, homeschool parties and getaways and stuff. Where they go on, what do you call it? Field trips, things like that. She does all that stuff with them. Oh, but they're not socialized, not socialized. My kids, you would never, ever know that they were homeschooled or not. Oh, they're not social. Are you kidding me? And we don't have to worry ever. Just like your gold and silver and your crypto, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Well, guess what? If you don't hold your kids in your possession in front of your face, you don't own them either, apparently. You can now include your children in that old saying, well, if you don't hold the silver, you don't hold it. Don't leave it in someone else's possession, because when you go to get it, they may not have it, even though they say they do. You know that whole story. Oh, I'll leave my cryptos on the exchange. Well, if you don't hold them, you don't own them. And you don't hold your kids. No, I got to go to work. I got to pay all these bills. I can't afford to do that. Oh, isn't that amazing? They wanted both of the parents out of the house, just like Nicholas Rockefeller told filmmaker Aaron Russo, who then spilled the beans, that Rockefeller told him, he says, what do you think that was about? Getting rid of both parents out of the house. Oh, women's lib, man. Women's rights. He laughed. He laughed at me at the dinner table. You idiot. He goes, I said, what? What do you mean? Why am I an idiot? Oh, it was nothing about women's rights. It was about getting the kids out of the house so we can indoctrinate them in the schools. Oh. The more he heard from Aaron Russo heard from Nicholas Rockefeller, the more he didn't like the guy anymore. And stopped being friends with him. And then after he did his story and his admission to this whole thing of what happened, he got a fast-moving cancer and died. I mean, that happens all the time, of course. But not before old Snip got to watch that thing and we'll never, ever forget it. Pretty darn amazing, if I don't say so myself. Or don't mind saying so myself. And I don't mind saying so. This is all educational. I learned all this stuff. And I'm in a position, thank God, and thank for my Patreon people, that I can stay, my wife can stay home, and I quote unquote work and earn the income. And it's enough that I don't have to have her go out and get a job to have to deal with this crap. But again, we do have Donald Trump at the helm. And I have a lot, believe it or not, a lot of faith in that man. So, we shall see.